says there are two ways to receive this knowledge, self-knowledge. One is in this human birth, yatha, and in this human birth, it is like a mirror. It's so crystal clear. In human birth, it is meant for this highest destination. We are born to grow in our highest evolution. We are born in a human body to touch the eternity, to know ourselves as the eternal truth. This is our true destination called moksha. And it is in this life, it is as you see clarity in a mirror, when you see your face, that clear is these teachings in a human intellect, in a human comprehension. That much capacity is there with us to receive this knowledge of the infinite. But when you go to, if you receive this in other worlds, he says, yatha swapne tatha pitriloke. So if you go to the ancestral world, we'll look at this journey after death, where all the soul departs to. We'll look at that later. But if you end up in an ancestral world, that means not in the higher world, but in the ancestral world. And that world is very fluid. Even if this teaching comes to you, there will be no stability of the teaching in the higher worlds. And not only that, it is like the dream, means it is unreal. It will not be firm. It won't be firm. Also, we should understand, human birth is one birth where you are an enjoyer and a doer. A doer and an enjoyer. You have two roles. In the relative world, we carry two roles. When you go to the higher worlds and the lower worlds, you are only an enjoyer. Enjoyer means you exhaust your karma. You can't create new karma. The animal world, the lower worlds, they are also exhausting their karma because they are programmed. When you say they are programmed, they are not choosing new karma consciously. There is no will. They don't have the use of will. They move by programming. And so they exhaust their merit and demerit. Lower worlds, you are exhausting your demerits. Higher worlds, you are exhausting your merits, but you are not a doer. The will is given to a human being to really offer it at the feet of the divine. The highest achievement of a human will is when it can offer itself to the divine through prayer, through oneness. And so that possibility exists as a doer only in human birth. And so in this life to receive these teachings is considered the rarest of rare blessings. And he further describes, he says, yatha apsu pariva dadrishe. How in the waters, when you see a reflection, how it is vague, so too you find in the Gandharva Loka. Gandharva Loka means higher world, another higher world of celestials. It is vague. In the celestial world, higher worlds, they don't have limbs, limbs are not there, feet are not there. It is vague, the forms are vague, they are just beings without distinction. Here we are all very distinctly defined. In higher worlds they may be just light, beings of light that travel. And people have spotted things like that, beings of light moving. And so, in those worlds also, there is no clarity of teachings of this nature as you find a human mind can grasp. And so he says, whereas here, so chaya tapayoho iva brahmaloke. But in brahmaloka, the highest world, I told you there are 7 heavens. The highest heaven is called brahmaloka. There, the teaching is very clear. Like darkness and light, the distinction is so clear. The teaching there in Brahmaloka is very, very clear. But you have to get there, How are you going to get there? To get there, we need to follow a very, very conservative life of giving, of duties. There's so much said in the Veda to reach the highest heaven. If you make it there, then there you can get this knowledge, after which you don't return to the lower worlds. But to reach there is very, very tough. That's why what? Don't lose any more time. This body, this mind, these teachings, your goodness, your desire to know has all come together. Let's not make light of our own pursuit. Take it seriously, work with a commitment, and try to reach the destination.